अस्सलामुअलैकुम भाई साहब। आज जो मैंने टीवी देखा, मुझे बहुत अफसोस हुआ इंडिया वालों की जहनीत पे, इनकी सोच पे, इनकी मीडिया पे। ये जो लोग बकवास कर रहे हैं कि यार वो इनकी कोई इंतहा पसंद तंजीम है, वो बता रहे हैं कि यार आप नवाज शरीफ का सर लेके आओ तो हम 1 करोड़ इनाम देंगे। यार आप लोगों को हमने हमें क्या समझा हुआ है? आप एक मरतबा फेल कर लो, आ जाओ। मैं कल आपको चैलेंज करता हूँ, बॉर्डर पे मैं आऊँगा, एक कोता बांधूंगा, उसका सर तो काट के आप ले जाओ, फिर मैं उधर ही अपना ये सर काटूंगा, ये जो इस तरह के साथ लगा हुआ है।
Welcome to your hypnosis session here with me in my therapy room. By being here, you are agreeing to be hypnotized. And I wonder if you will go into a light, medium, or deep hypnotic trance. So are you ready to be hypnotized? Okay. Making sure you will not be disturbed. Finding yourself a comfortable position that you can really relax and enjoy this experience. And when you're ready, just allow your eyes to close. And as you close your eyes, just relax the tiny muscles that work those eyelids. Relax all those tiny muscles that work those eyelids. And only when you're sure that you've relaxed those tiny muscles enough.
I want to do a video on, I was watching some videos on pornography and I was like really grossed out. And there's this scientist called Gail Gaines. There's some other people that are against pornography. I'm personally against pornography because I read this book, Ordeal by Linda Lovelace. And I think that, I think it's evil. However, I'm an artist, so I believe in mutating the human body to be as beautiful as possible. Meaning, like, I like Catholic Church had beautiful artwork of nudes, the Greek statues, the ancient Greeks and Romans. However, the ancient Greeks and Romans didn't have Jesus Christ, and they were very sexually promiscuous. They had like pornography back then, prostitution. I believe that that human beings should, breed themselves and mutate their bodies to be as beautiful as possible. For instance, like, I'm Black American, right? So during slavery, Ku Klux Klan and Nazis would breed us during slavery. Even though now they try, a lot of the Republican so-called Christians try to deny what Christians did. On the Christian slave plantations, they bred Black women to have lots of babies, and they selected us to be super strong. So over like 400 years, they bred us to be super, super strong. They broke up the Black family. They had Black women be whores to white men and Black men. You were forced to have children. So there's a satanic underside to Protestant and Catholic churches, and that they misuse eugenics. They misuse the Bible as well as science. They damage psychologically and spiritually a lot of people. We're still seeing the effects today. I also think that that human beauty should be appreciated because having a healthy body is important. However, we first have to believe in Jesus Christ, the real Jesus Christ, and we have to temper beauty with virginity, no sex before marriage, working hard, not having a slavery-based economy that capitalism is based on, or communism. Capitalism and communism are based on slavery, as well as the pagan cultures of Rome, Greece, the ancient Egyptians, and other cultures. Most cultures around the world have some type of slave system. That's why they degenerate. But I was thinking about something really scary. Sometimes I was watching these videos with women, and they're just so proud of having sex with all these men. And I also talked to this one girl a long time ago, like 20 years ago. I worked at this place in Melville, I think. It was near Melville or something, New York. And I was working with some other people, and I had my first boyfriend at that time, and like I thought he was gonna marry me, so I was having intercourse with him because I thought he was gonna marry me, but he didn't. So I I found another boyfriend, and I married him, and I had a kid by him. But I haven't had sex in 17 years because when I was a little girl, I wanted to be like Cinderella. I wanted to stay a virgin until I get married. Okay. Anyway, I was having an argument with some other Black American females and an East Indian girl, and the two Black American women, one was light skinned, one was really dark. They were like, I told them that I cook and clean for my boyfriend. They were saying, "Oh, you're gonna get beat up. Don't cook and clean for him. He's not gonna appreciate you. You're gonna get beat." And then one girl says, "Oh, I go to church and all this stuff." And then she was like bragging about she goes to church all the time. Then she starts bragging about how, "Oh well, I was sleeping with this one guy, and his girlfriend called him, and I was in the bed with him, and I was fucking him, and I was in the bed with him, and he was on the phone with her, telling her he was somewhere else." She was like bragging about the fact that she was cheating on a married couple, and he was on the phone with his wife. She was calling him, or something like that, or he called her, and she was saying, "Oh, her name was Tamika," and she goes, "Oh, I'm not gonna get married because most men cheat." And I was arguing with her. I said, "Well, you're cheating with a married man, and he's married, and this is back in the early 90s, and like, but yet you don't want to get married, but you're cheating on a married couple." And then she was going on and on how like how big a man's dick is important, how men aren't going to abuse her. She just uses men for their dick size and their money and all this stuff. And they were making fun of me because I sound like a white person when I talk. They said, "Oh, you have a white boyfriend." I said, "No, I'm actually scared of white males and black males because I grew up in Long Island. I grew up around a lot of like racist whites." And I went to Catholic school, but I actually like dropped out because I was so traumatized. And I also had a hard time with blacks on welfare and the Uncle Tom black middle class.
Welcome back to the Foxy Fox Talk, where I talk about myself and things that are going on. So today, I have to talk about something very serious, like extremely serious. There was a kid who brought something to vape during my class. I am not kidding. I'm not going to tell my parents about this one because, one, they're going to get all crazed about it, and they're going to ask every freaking question possible. So I'm not going to tell them. But I'm just going to tell you guys because you guys aren't my parents, and you guys, well, could help me with the situation. So, in the middle of class this morning, there was a kid who brought an e-cig with him, and he lit it up. You could smell it. So me and my friend, who happens to be a girl, but she's not my girlfriend, this was completely intentional, saw him, and then I saw him. So, she told on him. Now she's getting called snitch by him, and that's not really nice. But, nothing you can do about it. So, guess what? He's not even suspended! Isn't that stupid? He was in class the entire day. It was so funny. It was really funny. Not funny at all. I was just kidding. I mean, who's gonna take one of those things and light it up during class? First of all, you're only 13, that's not even legal. Second of all, how do you even bring a lighter to school without getting in trouble? I mean, seriously, this is so dumb. And I'm being serious with you guys, this actually happened. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you vape, if you're an adult. But if you're only a kid like me, then there's something totally wrong with you. Also, I heard word that he stole it from somebody, and that's not right to do. You shouldn't steal things from other people. So I hope he gets in a lot of trouble. I mean, a lot of trouble. I mean, seriously, if he doesn't get in trouble for this, I'm gonna be really mad. Oh, and by the way, his name's Eric. Just wanted to point that out. I'm not telling his last name because that would be personal information. But, anyways, see you guys later, and comment on what you think about this and what I should do about it.
Yeah, it was, I actually knew that the Greys were in my house, several months before that, and then I had a lot of ethereal abductions and a physical abduction by the Greys, and then it was a couple months after that, I started talking to the reptilians, and I started getting these experiences, but I still hadn't realized that they had been in my life, all my life yet. I didn't realize that till a few more months later after that. And, so anyway, June of 2013, I was telepathically talking to a reptilian, and I knew that he was listening. And I knew I was talking to a reptilian, but I didn't know I was talking to a vicious reptilian. And, let me see here. So yeah, so I didn't know I was talking to a vicious reptilian, but I was trying to relay the question, because I remember back in 2003 or 2004 or possibly 2005, I would wake up like all horny, like as if a being had sex with me all night, you know, like, you know, I woke up all aroused everywhere. And that wasn't, the first time. So I was trying to ask him, was that you? You know, was that you, the reptilians, that were doing that to me back in 2004 or 2005 or 2003? I think it was 2004 or 2005. And I know it was the reptilians, and I just had a similar experience about 6 weeks ago. Well, no, not even 6 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. On a Thursday, it was a Thursday morning, and I woke up and I was freaking like, my genital, area was like totally aroused, like as if they did something physically to me all night. I don't know what the heck they did, but they did something. Could have been the Greys doing something, I don't know, but I was totally like all swollen and shit and aroused. I mean, I was all swollen because I was like totally freaking aroused. I've never been that aroused in my life. That was just about 3 weeks ago on a Thursday morning. It was a work day. I had to go to work that day. But anyway, so back in 2004, I remember waking up and feeling all aroused and crap, like something had sex with me all night, an entity. So I was trying to relay that question to him. And like I say, I knew I was talking to a reptilian. I knew he was listening. But I didn't know I was talking to a vicious reptilian. So anyway, so that was a Friday night. And I think I went to bed. I normally don't go to bed that early on a Friday, but I did go to bed around 9:30, and I was talking to him.
Brothers and sisters, I just got finished praying, and I wanted to make a quick video and I have a word from the Lord. I said it a little bit at the end of my last video, and the Lord is telling me that war is coming. The Lord showed me that rider, fourth rider of the apocalypse, but death and hell and Hades would follow after him. War is coming. War is coming. It's upon us. World War III is upon us. And the Lord will take his church before it begins, before the first bomb falls. The Father is getting ready to send his Son to get us. World War III is on the way. Imminent World War III, nuclear war. As it says in the beginning of the book of Hebrews, he spoke to us in times past and sundry times, old times, by various ways, and now he's spoken to us by his Son, Jesus Christ. And so the Lord speaks to us, too, in various ways. And the spirit of prophecy is about Jesus Christ. The Word of God tells us in the New Testament. The Lord kept prompting me, and I just get so tired of trying to tell people, warn people. I was just being quiet. I was exhausted with trying to warn the people in the real life. And so in my dream, I was being quiet, and the Lord kept telling me, tell them what I've taught you. Tell them what you know, the end times and all that. And I began to tell them, hey, it's time for the Lord to return.
And it was a Saturday morning at about 9:15 a.m. I was laying on my right side in my bed. I still had my eyes closed, and I was totally awake. I was semi-groggy, but I was totally awake. This being came from his dimension, manifested in my bedroom, on my right side of my bed. He didn't manifest as totally physical. I don't believe that at all, but he manifested as pretty ethereal, probably a little more than ethereal. And I kept my eyes closed the whole time. So anyway, I guess I forgot to tell you. I was sort of asking him, I was actually kind of asking for some more experiences. I I guess he kind of took it the wrong way. I wasn't necessarily... Well, maybe I was asking for his sex, but I don't know how I said it exactly. So yeah, so I did ask for more experiences like that. But he sort of took it the wrong way, I guess. And I wasn't even talking to him in complete sentences, you know. I was talking telepathically, and I was just talking in kind of imagery. And some sentences, and mainly imagery, but he totally understood everything. He totally understood everything, but he took it the wrong way. So at 9:15 in the morning, on Saturday morning, he came to my bedside, and this is what he did. I felt his, you know, physical, well, you know, they're not physical beings, but they're energetic beings that feel physical. So what he did was, with his hands, he started on my right side, the right side of the bed, and he started nudging me. He started nudging me to the left, and then he went over on the other side and started nudging, like nudge, 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 and then he went to the other side, nudge, 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 and then he went to the other side, nudge, 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 and then he went to the other side, nudge, nudge, nudge. What he was doing was nudging me out of body, because he had to get me out of body so I could be on his same level, so he could do harm to me. Because it's harder for them to completely appear physical and try to do physical damage, so to speak, to my physical body in 3D, so it's easier for them to nudge me out of body. So he like nudge, 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 then went to the other side, nudge, 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 you know, because he could go right through the bed. He wasn't physical. So he did that about three times on each side. He literally did it 3 times on each side, maybe 4. And then what he did was, he started at the right side again, the right side of the bed, right by me, and he started shake, 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 shake. And he shook me out of body to make sure I was out. Once I was completely out of body, then he cocked me to the right. Yeah, I was laying on my right side. He cocked me to the right, and with his right, it felt like his right fist. Then he goes, BAM! And then he hit me like really, really, really hard. He hit me really hard in my private area, and it freaking hurt. It still hurt, although I was, you know, energetic at that point. I was out of body. He hit my astral body, and it still hurt. It didn't hurt quite as bad as if, you know, somebody did that to me physically, but it hurt, even though I was, you know, in my astral body. It still hurts.
I'm looking for a master or mistress to train me how to be a female, and to make me do things for her. Tie me up, gag me, ball gags, cock gags, stick things up my ass, things like that. You know, and then make me do cleaning and other little things. Whatever they feel like. Collar me. Master or mistress must be willing to finance relocation. I'm willing to live off the grid if I have to, and sign a contract for the rest of my life. So if you're the person, hit me up.
And I'm going to be ranting on the Illuminati. Oh, the ever so popular Illuminati. Now, if you're a black person, you probably heard about the Illuminati through Stoops, through the barbershop, well, mainly the barbershop, or probably some stuff on Facebook. Now, there's been a lot of theories, just so many theories and ideas about the Illuminati, because there's some group, and a lot of idiots think that they so-called control the world. Now, I find this very stupid. Like, these people actually believe that they're like these super terrorists that take over the world. They don't rule the world. Just why? Nobody rules the world that much. And if you're going to say Obama, then you are completely stupid, or you're probably just some 12-year-old kid. If you're actually 12, then grow some balls. Okay? Sorry about this, man. I mean, it's just crazy though. Now, I hate it when there's so many people that make these videos about the Illuminati saying that
Gajavadana beduve gauri tanaya Gajavadana beduve gauri tanaya Trijagavanditanem sujanara puravanem Gajavadana beduve gauri tanaya Trijagavanditanem sujanara puravanem Gajavadana beduvem Gauritanayam 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 Pashangushadaram Paramapavitram Pashangushadaram Paramapavitram Pashangushadaram Paramapavitram Pashangushadaram Paramapavitram Pashangushadaram Paramapavitram Pashangushadaram Paramapavitram